Hello, folks. Welcome back to What? Are You Kidding Me.net. Big weekend this Saturday in Germany. I don't know if anybody got a look at the WBC heavyweight title fight with my boy Vitaly Klitschko against Derek Chisora. But I'll tell you what, boxing fans got a bad rap this weekend. What a horrible display of sportsmanship from this Chisora character. You know, absolutely horrible. Really brought boxing to an all-time low. You know, this was probably one of the saddest reflections on boxing at the highest level that I've ever seen. You know, and it was the whole week. During weigh-ins, they're up there, you know how they face each other off, maybe want to talk a few words, you know, maybe say something about, your mom or something like that, maybe your uncle's cousin who lives in the backyard or something, but no. Standing there at the weigh-ins, Vitaly, respectable people like he is, all of a sudden the Chisora character, whack, smacks him right in the face. I looked at Vitaly, you could see it on TV. I looked at him. You would think his first reaction would be to just go right after him, but he was like stunned, in shock. He couldn't believe he did that. That was just weigh-ins. That's not even the fight yet. So all of a sudden, now it's fight night. It's fight night. Everybody's in the ring, prepping, walking around, stretching like that. This Chisora character walks up to Vitaly's brother, Vladimir, and no one knows he's got water in his mouth. And they're face to face, like they always do. He spits it on his face. I was in shock. I mean, the lack of sportsmanship that this character showed was, well, I at this point put it lower than the Tyson biting Holyfield's ear off. This was just an absolute disgrace, okay? Then after the fight, which he lost, Vitaly regained the title, which Chisora lost. There's a post-fight interview. And there's another boxer in the background. There's another boxer. They're talking smack and everything. This Chisora guy gets up, and he goes after him. And now there's a huge brawl in it where the reporters are, the TV crews. Huge brawl. And I'm like, wow. Then, you hear the recordings, and I mean, this guy's, the Chisora boxer who went down on the level of the reporters to start, to get into this brawl with this other guy. He's heard saying, I'm going to shoot you. I swear, I'm going to shoot you. I'm listening to this, and I'm watching this boxer going, what has happened to this sport? What has happened to this sport? What has happened to the good sportsmanship with it? Right away I'm watching this, I go, I remember when I was younger, in the 80s, you'd watch ABC Sports and you'd see, like, I don't know if you guys remember Tifilo Stevenson from Cuba. Then you have Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Jimmy Young, Michael Young, Ken Norton, Ernie Shavers, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, all these good guys, great sportsmanship. They would talk about each other like you wouldn't believe. After the fight, they'd go eat dinner, have a couple beers with each other. Whatever happened to those good old days? Now, just a joke. Just an absolute joke. Bottom line is, we need to start holding these athletes accountable for their actions. There has to be consequences. And I know Vladimir Klitschko wants this guy, he wants action to be brought against this guy. And some action was taken because they were leaving Germany to go back to England, and he was detained at the airport. And they wanted to charge him with assault, and they're still looking into it. Which by right they should. They should have been arrested right there for slapping Vitaly in the face. If I slapped somebody in the face, I'd be arrested that day. I just couldn't believe this action. I tell you what, it took an all-time low for the sport. And I'm going to think twice about paying to see anything like any boxing like this again, and I think everybody else should stand by me. If these people aren't held accountable for their actions, then the sport's going to continue to go downhill. And it has already suffered a lot anyway with other sporting, fighting shows that are on and things like that. But the bottom line is there has to be consequences for these people's actions. And I'm hoping some gets taken place with this. I know Latimer wrote a letter expressing his feelings, saying he wants action to be taken, and I'm right behind him. I'm right behind you, Latimer. Right behind you too, Vitali. So let's get this sport back up to the way it used to be. Who knows? I might want to go into boxing, but if I know it's going to be like that, I don't want to be a boxer. If I'm going to be smacked in the face during weigh-ins or spit on. And I was thinking about being a boxer. My wife tells me I've got some good moves. Good jabs and, when I'm proud, shadow boxing. So let's bring this good sportsmanship back to the way it used to be in the good old days, folks, okay? Thanks for tuning in to What Are You Kidding Me.net.